Hello and welcome. Oh, I got an echo. Okay, we're good, Ethan. Thank you. This is episode 37 on September the 9th, 2024 of the Jerry and Eli Show. I almost said Eli and Jerry Show. We haven't done that in a while. That's my bad. Yeah, whoever said Jerry's asleep, yeah, you were right. You were right. I just saw that in chat. Who said it? Jay Lara. Yep. Yeah, well, actually, he's awake. So show is supposed to start at 6 o'clock, right? He texted me 5:58. Said I just woke up, have to turn my laptop on. His laptop is, I think he got it in high school. He's older than hell, so he went to high school. I don't know, it's probably like early 2000s. So still using the same laptop. So it takes like 10 minutes for his laptop to start up. He is going to be here. He's on his way. The original question I asked him, he was responding to me. I thought he was going to answer my question was, "Are you betting baseball tonight?" Because I am also betting baseball and football. I got you. Give me a second. I don't know if he has any baseball bets, but I have some. So we are going to talk a little bit of baseball, talk a little bit of football from yesterday, just because I'm gonna throw it out there. I would love for this show, like in a year, to be gambling, all right, and have our picks. I want to talk a little bit more sports. You know what I mean? Like I love sports. I know Jerry loves sports. I kind of just want to shoot the shit about sports a little bit more. If that makes sense. So we're kind of trying to work that. Well, it's my idea. I don't know if Jerry likes the idea or not. I'm going to try to work that in a little bit more. So be patient with us as we kind of figure that out. I know pretty much everybody that follows us only really cares about what we're betting on, and that's cool, but do kind of want to expand and grow on that. So bear with us a little bit. Yes, we're betting a lot. I guess I say a lot. I have two bets in for tonight. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Home run parlay, and I use the no sweat token on FanDuel for Monday Night Football. Both these guys drunk, sing in the shower. I sing in the shower, not drunk, but I also like rarely take showers because I don't leave my house. Talk soccer, I cannot do that. Okay, I can give me a couple hours. Most sports, I can speak intelligently on a slate. Okay, soccer and hockey, I can't do it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Give me a couple hours. I can make you think I know what I'm talking about tennis. Right? I don't know it. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know. If I would try to talk about tennis, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I could make you think I know what I'm talking about, breaking down some tennis matches. Hockey, soccer, nope. You could give me a week to study one game. I'm not going to know what the hell I'm talking about. My dad's watching on the big screen and the phone. Oh, because he can't comment. Yeah. There is a way, Dad. I think you might have to pay for YouTube Premium where you can have, or maybe that's just Twitch. I don't know. Where you could, if you're signing into the same account on like the Roku or whatever, and on your phone, like you can do the chat. I don't know. Eli's microbiome must be gnarly. Is that a shower reference? That was mostly a joke. I feel like I take an ample amount of showers. Golf, I do. It's so weird because once baseball season starts, like it's really, really hard for me to focus on anything else. I do feel like I know, at least from a gambling side, I'm good at betting golf, especially three balls. Outright's not as much. That's a little bit harder to do. The guys that do that well are crazy, like Pterodactyl and Gold Boys. Craziest shit I've ever seen. That guy is insane. He said like 20 outrights across like the 3-4 major tours this year, and they also did that last year. It's not like a fluky thing. Brad Thomas also insane betting golf and outrights. But what I was saying was once baseball season starts, and there's an average of like 14 games every single day for 8 months straight, it's really hard for me to focus on it. Like that takes up the majority of my time because, like, contrary to popular belief, like there are hours that go into like every bet that like hours of research go into every bet that I place. But yeah, UFC, golf, UFC and golf are the two kind of main things that are happening concurrently with baseball that I pick up more on after baseball season kind of cools off. So I will be betting. Was it UFC 306 this weekend, Easton? Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley's going to win. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the week. But yeah, I don't know what started. Oh, to me, just talking a little bit more general sports. Also, there's one football game tonight, right? There's some baseball. I don't think we're going to go game by game into every single baseball game like we have been doing for most of the season, because even though most of our followers are following us for baseball, football is a bit of a bigger draw. And there's a hell of a football game on tonight. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. Would love to learn more on golf. Yeah, me too. I do want to have more golf content. Can we watch that this weekend? Yeah. Oh, why? Yeah. You guys didn't notice I'm back in the woods. Not actually physically doing the show in the woods tonight because my wife and kid and father-in-law are here and they went out to eat. So it's just me and the dog here. He's chilling over there on the couch. Winston. The Thursday show, I'll probably literally be physically outside. But yeah, Dad, I'm buying the pay-per-view and we can watch it here. My parents are coming up, hanging out. But I did it. I'll be honest. I expected Jerry to be here by now. So I've just kind of been shooting the shit with you guys. I don't know if you guys were watching the show last time I was in the woods. I am drinking one of these Oberon ales. This is my first beer of the night. Had no idea until I had like 5 of these one day last time we were here. These are like almost 6% alcohol. So I don't know. There's like 1 or 2 more of these in the fridge, depending on how long this show goes, because we are talking at least 2 sports. Yeah, Geechee, I got you. It could be an interesting show. So the NFL site, I'm still working out some kinks. The offensive players. So Devontae Adams not coming up. That's interesting. So what I have it set to filter out to only show players that have a. So like for receivers, I have it set to only show people that have an active receiving yards line. So we're not getting a ton of injured players, whatever. So I don't know. He should have been coming up. But I guess depending on when you checked it, it could have been. He could have just not been active. He's not. I almost guarantee he's not showing right now. But I don't know. Any new bourbon pickups? I have not been super active in expanding the bourbon collection as of late. I think there's like a $13, $14. I forget what the brand is called, but it's called a Top Floor. And it's like for $14, like it tastes like a $35, $40 bourbon. So that was the most recent bottle I bought. I haven't gotten like a nice bottle of bourbon since my birthday in March when my neighbor gave me some Eagle Rare. My dad has like 6 bottles of Eagle Rare. I only kind of likes bourbon. How's the game yesterday? Game was fun. Me and Easton were there. I threw 2 peanuts. Both jokingly at a Colts friend. Colts benchmark. Yes, you're right. That's a really good the benchmark Top Floor. So I don't know anything really about science, but like bourbon that's distilled like on the top floor of distilleries for some reason is something about the process that makes it better. So if they have a $13, $14 bottle of bourbon that's distilled on the top floor of their distillery, maybe they'll only have 1 floor. It could just be a scam, but it's pretty good. Best fast food burger. A bit of a subjective question because some people define fast food differently than others. Best fast food. You're talking about just like the major chains. Like I'm beyond, like Wendy's burgers aren't that bad. I'll probably get flamed for saying that. But like actual. Like is Five Guys fast? I like Five Guys. Is Five Guys fast food? We don't have some of the better burger fast food chains in Indiana, or at least we're just now getting them. I will say I have never eaten Five Guys without having explosive diarrhea within an hour or hour and a half of eating it. I don't know what. There's something about Five Guys does not sit well with me. Harrison. Oh, Dragon's Milk Origin. Is that a bourbon or is that a beer? Dragon's Milk is. Oh, my mom's in the chat too. Eli gets this funny for me. Maybe. Yeah. Mindy is mom. Yep. What was I? Oh, fast food burgers. I don't know. I'll probably go with Five Guys, but I don't eat it, like I said, because it makes me sick. I mean, it's almost immediate. Culver's is solid. Hey, can I have a hot take? Long John Silver's is good. I saw Long John Silver's getting some flame on I guess it probably originally stemmed from TikTok. Whatever. Do with that whatever you want. What surprised you guys across the NFL yesterday? Let me know in chat. I have a couple. I told Jerry to think about this because I told him I was going to ask him this question, so he's probably not going to have an answer. Five Guys top tier burger. Cole Sanders, dude. Yeah. So let's start. I don't know if any of you actually care about my Colts takes. Colts play football in Indiana. Nobody really cares about Indiana. That's fine. I generally don't either, outside of Indianapolis and the Colts and the Pacers. Anthony Richardson has played less football games than pretty much every single active college freshman and a lot of current high schoolers. He's gonna make some bad throws. He had some atrocious throws. That was at the first drive, Easton, when that fourth down play. Pardon my French. Yeah, pardon my French, and sorry, Mammy, if you're watching. When he threw that ball to over to AD Mitchell on the sideline, and he missed him by like 8 feet, I look at Easton and I go, "What the fuck was that?" And then a bit like this big guy behind me, he like I said that kind of quietly, goes, "What the fuck was that?" I turned around and said, "That is exactly like he's gonna have some bad throws." Okay, he's not played that much football. And then exactly, El Sancho, that football that he threw to Alec Pierce. I'm trying to figure out how many quarterbacks are capable of making that throw. One, right? That's the first question. Patrick Mahomes can make that throw. Aaron Rodgers, probably not right now, but Aaron Rodgers, as of a few years ago, could probably make that throw. Josh Allen can make that throw. Trevor Lawrence, maybe. I mean, I think maybe. Oh my gosh, I'm completely drawing a blank on the Chargers quarterback. Justin Herbert. CJ Stroud, whatever, Easton. Justin Herbert, I think, on one of his good days or one of his good series, maybe makes that throw. I tweeted this because the next question is how many of those guys try it? Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning probably had at some point in their careers, the Matt Stafford, sure, maybe, had the arm talent to make that throw. Just looking at Indianapolis quarterbacks. Neither one of them would have tried it. There's no way that they're not gonna attempt that pass. Here's the biggest reason. And Easton, I ask Easton when they lined up. It was very, very obvious that Alec Pierce was double covered, and I forget the exact situation, but I knew I was like, oh, they're gonna try to take a shot here. The Colts, when they take a shot, it's Alec Pierce on a go route to some extent. Like that's just it was like that all last season. It's probably going to be like that again, but throw in some AD Mitchell, hopefully, right? If I know that, right, the Texans know that, and they knew they were taking a shot. They knew it was probably going to Alec Pierce. You see the safety. So obviously Alec Pierce has a corner on him. You see the safety before the ball is snapped, shading over to Alec Pierce. I think there's only 2 wideouts. So I'm literally, I tell Easton, I'm like, this needs to be an audible to a run because Alec Pierce is double covered. This play is drawn up for Alec Pierce. And he's like, he has to see that. Anthony Richards has to see that, and he just decides, I can beat those guys, and throws. I mean, one of the best passes you'll see anybody throw. Richardson, not a good passer, great arm, no touch. So the inside, inside 40 yards for Anthony Richardson does need some work. What I will say again is he has played less organized football than a lot of current high schoolers. He's played like 17 football games. I think that's gonna come. You cannot teach that throw to Alec Pierce. If you don't have that throw to Alec Pierce, when you come to the league, you're not gonna develop that, right? Is Jerry here? Bring him in. So you're not wrong, Brandon Porter. I guess I would disagree in you saying that he's not a good passer. I think there are parts of his games that need to be developed further, especially inside of 10 to 20 yards. What's up, Jerry? Go White Sox, am I right? Worst team in baseball. How's it going, bud?
I feel like shit.
Oh, forgot to tell you guys, I am wearing the Colts Super Bowl champion sweatshirt. The win the Super Bowl, but your favorite team plays tonight, right? The Jets.
You're gonna get me started. I already feel like shit, and I want to throw up.
Yeah. Are you betting baseball today, though? I asked you that over text like 6 hours ago. You never responded to me.
I didn't even know baseball still exists.
He misses a lot of passes. Yeah, and he's going like you're gonna have to live with the bad throws with Andy Richardson for a while, just because he doesn't have. When I say he doesn't have a lot of experience, he has like no experience, and I'm not just talking about NFL level experience. Yeah, from Easton, the youngest quarterback in the league to make a start, and also just look at the history. Like he started like a handful of games in college and didn't even start that many in high school. Why does Eli look like an actor and not because I shaved my face?
What are you talking about?
Tuned in says, why does Eli look like an actor, not a BMW mechanic anymore? Oh, Anthony Richardson.
How was the game?
I mean, they lost, so it sucked, but there were some positives.
Started off electric.
Started off electric. Somehow the like a top 5 run defense last season came back, and like I'm gonna be honest, like my back's messed up. I can barely actually even run. I don't know. Like I think I could have averaged 3-4 yards. That's a joke. Obviously anybody who says that is full of shit. But the Colts run defense yesterday, oh my god, terrible. Oh my god, it was so bad. But
Jerry and Eli, what? He's just gonna call me the cracker of the day. No, it's not.
I did text Prop Father and I asked him for AB's number, but he didn't give it to me. I told him I had a question for him, but yeah, reminds me of Cam, but not as good. Same kind of mistakes. So I think like Anthony Richardson's ceiling, I think, is higher than Cam Newton's. Does he ever get there? I don't know. Because yeah, the bad like the bad throws from Anthony Richardson are really bad. They are. But I think like every game he plays, he's getting like 12% more experience than he had before, right? So we'll see. Let's check back in on the shorter throws at the end of this year, and see what happens. The Colts are going to be in every single game that he plays in. They're going to have a chance to win. I did. What surprised you most about football yesterday, Jerry? Like just a storyline. Yeah, biggest surprise. A storyline that came out, and if a week ago I told you that storyline was going to be a storyline, like, nah, no way. You want me to go first?
I don't know about storyline, but I was surprised at how competitive the Patriots looked.
Yeah, I need to go back and rewatch that game. But yeah,
it looks like the Belichick was the problem, and it's not. It's just it's the complacency of Belichick's style with pieces that don't work, and it doesn't work for a developing team anymore. It just doesn't. He needs his veterans in place. He needs his key pieces, and it was a team that was just rebuilding. And it looks like this team is now rallying around Mayo instead of Belichick, which makes sense. He's more of a player's coach, and it's gonna be a problem for the Dolphins. That team is just gonna be an underdog all season. They're gonna be a headache.
One caveat I will throw in there is I'm pretty worried about this Bengals team in general. Like there's a lot of don't get me wrong, there's a lot of top end talent there, especially offensively. They have some issues to work out. Like your receiving core right now pretty much is Jamar Chase without Tyler Boyd and with T. Higgins injured or whatever. And I think the Jamar Chase contract issues are having a really big impact on his output. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with the Bengals. We'll see how good of a win that this looks like. In 5-6 weeks. Because you look at the talent on this Patriots roster, and it's like I got a Jacoby Brissett jersey, Colts jersey, and I still wear it to games sometimes. Big Jacoby Brissett fan. I don't know that he's the guy that's going to take a team to the playoffs, especially when, we're talking about Austin Hooper and KJ Osborne and, just not a whole lot, especially receiving core wise. Ramondre Stevenson had 120 rushing yards though. You know what I mean? So that can cover up a lot of issues. But yeah, I will say I did expect the Bengals to beat the Patriots, even though the receiving core right now is an issue for the Bengals, I think. How about Sam Darnold looking like good at football?
Didn't he start the game like
12 for 12?
12 for 12, right? Yeah.
12 for 12. Sam Darnold. Crazy. The Giants are going to be bad. But just I think most people expected the Vikings to be not that good, just because the expectations around Sam Darnold and like rightfully so were pretty low. You still have Justin Jefferson on as one of the best wide receivers in football on the team. So again, that's another thing that can cover up a lot of issues. But Sam Darnold like looked comfortable, and the knock on him has always kind of been the decision making. And there was a lot of coming out of the Vikings camp about how he's more mature and calm and relaxed. And yeah, like didn't make a whole lot of. He did have that interception, but Sam Darnold going 12 for 12, and leading an absolute rout of the Giants, who do. I mean, they've got some young talent. A lot of people high on Malik Neighbors, including myself. That was interesting. That was definitely interesting. There was another one thing I wanted to talk about, but
hey, hold on. Your father's making fun of you. This is good.
Oh, everything BMW Kennedy. Yeah, my dad did have to. He did have to. He hauled the Beamer home for me yesterday. First time it's actually ever. I wasn't actually stranded because my wife and kid were there, also in my wife's car. So first time it's ever actually like left me stranded. There's a BMW. Oh, I could go on a whole thing. There's a plastic nozzle coming out of the front of the motor. It's a flange that the lower radiator hose hooks into, and it's plastic. And it had an oil leak for like 2 years. So it just broke off. So all my coolant's in a parking lot in Franklin, Indiana. If anybody wants to go like suck it up with a straw or something. Sam Darnold just liked to play at MetLife. Yeah, I don't know. Biggest surprise how bad Joe Burrow is. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot. Like, there's not a lot around him right now. Like I said, like no Tyler Boyd, no T Higgins, and Jamar Chase. Not. I mean, I don't know if it's an effort thing. It's kind of like a short camp. The contract issues, like if they don't figure the contract issues out for Jamar Chase, like the Bengals are in trouble. Whether Joe Burrow goes on, a Joe Burrow like stretch or not, because there's just not a lot for him to throw to right now. Which again, you told me that this time last year. It's like what, like T Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and oh yeah, Jamar Chase. What are you talking about? But yeah, Joe Burrow does have. I don't know. I don't have anything to back this up, but. With guys around him, I think Joe Burrow can look like the best quarterback in the league, but I don't know that he's a guy that's going to carry a lighter skill group through a season. Is that crazy of me to say? You know what I mean? He's not. I'm very high on Joe Burrow. I don't know if he's dynamic enough to carry an offense without Jamar Chase being Jamar Chase and a solid number 2 there. Franklin, Indiana, been there for kids baseball. It's not a place that I frequent or would recommend going, you know what I mean? But yeah, my car did break down there for kid's friend's birthday party. What else was I going to talk? Do we want to?
Caleb Williams he
looked awful.
He looked awful, but you just see the potential. Like he didn't look sharp. I mean, the passes, it was clearly nerves. I've never played in a debut being number 1 pick in the NFL, but it's gotta be nerve wracking, right? The expectations through the roof. He was missing some easy throws, but you just see the arm strength off his back foot moving to his right. Like he is going to be a problem. It is what it is. He's going to be a problem.
And I think that there's some game planning issues there with the Bears. Coaching staff as well, like because there was it took them a while to kind of figure out what the defense was doing, but what they had a shift. I forget exactly what I wrote down. I left my notebook in Indiana, but there was a clear shift in offensive strategy, and that's when he kind of just started looking rhythm. Yes, we do have baseball. We do have baseball starting in 10 minutes. My ticket doesn't start for 30. I do have a ticket in. Let me just fly through real quick, Easton, if you want to throw it up. I'm on Austin Wells tonight, plus 400 Yankees and Royals. Again, we're not going to go through every single game here because there's football on and baseball is kind of, I'm not going to say it's dead right now, but it's kind of dead. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Austin Wells crushing baseballs of late. Brady Singer is solid. Around a home run per nine innings, 0.9 to be specific. But what this guy's doing with no home runs of late to show for, it's kind of crazy. So in his last 2 games, 107 mile an hour line drive, 100 mile an hour fly ball, 101 mile per hour fly ball, short porch, Yankee Stadium, lefty with Brady Singer on the mound, who is right-handed and isn't completely adverse to giving up home runs. I don't think Brady Singer goes 3 starts in a row without giving up a home run, especially to a lefty in Yankee Stadium. So give me Austin Wells. Also, Jason Dominguez is getting called up. I'm I'm really like Austin Wells home run is probably my favorite pick of the day. If that wasn't the case, like if Austin Wells would have been my third choice, my third favorite pick of the day, I would be on Jason Dominguez. Assuming he's going to start, right, Easton? I guess I didn't check the Yankees lineup, but no, Jason Dominguez. Yeah, so it's like the Yankees, nothing really happened. They just were like, yeah, we're wrong. And Alex Verdugo is not better than Jason Dominguez. There were two people on the planet who had that opinion, and they were named Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman. That's all I'll say. Maybe they figured out that's not really a thing to do because there's a righty on the mound, and they're not throwing Verdugo out there. I don't think, right? Or is Verdugo still playing Easton? Whatever. It's so annoying. I hate Alex Verdugo. Anyway, who's the next leg? Spencer Horwitz. I know he's hit 3 home runs in the last 2 games. I don't really care. I'm just going to ride the hot hand here because what he's doing to baseballs is insane. It's insane. Yes, 3 home runs. 3 home runs in his last 2 games. There was also another 102-mile-an-hour fly ball that stayed in, and also another 94-mile-an-hour fly balls that stayed in. 400+ mile-an-hour fly balls in his last 3 games with a 50% fly ball rate. Paul Blackburn is not good. I'm just gonna say, especially at a plus 750 number, that's crazy. That's crazy for Spencer Horwitz. Give me that. Yeah, I know he's hit 3 home runs last 2 games. 2 home runs 2 games ago. Home run his last one. Sign me up for plus 750. That's crazy. I don't know if I'm going to do a whole lot on Shohei Ohtani tonight. He's Shohei Ohtani. It's plus 190. Leave him off if you want. This is still a crazy ticket with 2 legs with plus 400 and a plus 750. Kyle Hendricks is very, very bad. Shohei Ohtani is very, very good. So I threw that in there as well. $10 with an odds boost on BetMGM to win 1,600. It's not Blackburn anymore. He got scratched. I don't care. McGill is fine, I guess. But honestly, like, whatever. Whoever, as long as he's right-handed out there against Horwitz tonight, like, I'm probably in. And McGill hasn't given up a home run in last 3 starts. I guess this is only his it's time on the IL. This is only his 3rd start back. So yeah, hasn't given up a home run since he's been back off the IL. So still sign me up. I'm still in on Spencer Horwitz. Again, throw any right-handed pitcher out there, and I'd probably be in on Spencer Horwitz tonight. Any general baseball thoughts, Jerry? You're good. Keep it moving.
I'm probably just gonna bet on like Colton Cowser for a home run. That's it, and call it a day.
You don't want to just bet on Gunnar Henderson because it's the easy, cool thing to do?
No. I'm living off the nostalgia of Colton Cowser absolutely demolishing Fenway Park earlier in the season.
Okay.
Remember that?
Yeah, I can see that.
It was a massacre. I mean, I don't know what Fenway Park did to this guy, but he was beating them like they owed him money. So, other than that, baseball sucks.
Rizzo walk-up song at Wrigley. I don't even know. What was it, Easton? I saw I got a standing ovation like every game. Yeah, Anthony Rizzo, legend on the north side of Chicago, pretty much, rightfully so. Good for him. Hey, there is a football game tonight. It's going to be a good one, I think. Jets 49ers. What do you think about this game or these 2 teams? Or you're not ready to move on yet? Yep. Go ahead.
Hold on. Cowser cold lately. Yes. Exit velo is absolutely trash. He finished August hitting the ball hard, and then September started, and it's been ugly. And he's showing signs of life again the last 4 or 5 at bats, but nothing over 100 miles an hour. So yes, he's cold. I'm betting this just because something about Fenway Park. This guy just murders the baseball. So it's not a play based on him being hot or cold. I'll say that. Go ahead. You can continue.
Oh, so I was just going to talk about there's a football game tonight, Monday Night Football. Can I just real quick, DirecTV pissed me off. Also, I hate YouTube TV and that you have to have YouTube TV to get Sunday Ticket. Like, I almost just didn't do it and went, the whole Stream East route. To cancel, I had DirecTV Stream because on YouTube TV, you can't get MLB well, you can get MLB Network. No, they took MLB Network off for a while. I don't know if they have it back. And then you couldn't get the Bally Sports, so I couldn't watch White Sox games or Reds games because they're blacked out on MLB TV. And YouTube TV doesn't have them. So for football, I got to have YouTube TV. For baseball, I got to have DirecTV. I went to cancel DirecTV today. There's not like a cancel button.
Do you have to call somebody?
You have to talk to chat. You have to chat them. And they were like, I was like, cancel. And they were like, oh, why are you doing this? I was like, cancel. We really like to know why you want to cancel. Because you've been a customer for a year. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, well, one, because I have to do dumb shit like this just to cancel my subscription. That's number one. Also, y'all, whatever. Anyway, I'm just annoyed in general.
You should be able to cancel, like just like press the button and cancel.
Yes. And then like there's a cancel button. And you hit the cancel button and it's like, oh, instead of canceling, do you want this $30 off your next month? And you say no, and it's like, oh, please contact support. I almost lost my mind on this nice lady who was, I'm sure, just doing her job. But whatever. I just that triggered me. But I did have to buy, because DirecTV also doesn't even have ESPN right now. So I couldn't even. The game's on ESPN tonight, right? So I couldn't even watch the game. But anyway, the Jets and the 49ers, two teams with Super Bowl aspirations. I give you $100 free bet, even money, Jets or 49ers. Actually, I'm going to give plus a half to the Jets for even money. So at the end of the season, who has the better record with a tie going to the Jets? Who are you taking? Did we give dinger picks? Yes, I did. Austin, Easton, throw it up back on the screen if you can. Go ahead, Jerry. Sorry.
I don't know. It's we'll see. I mean, we don't know. The Jets have a good team on paper. I hate them with a passion. Despise them. They have a very good team on paper. Offense, defense, special teams. They are a well-rounded team. They are a fucking circus that always shows up every year. The clown noses come out. Something stupid happens. Obviously, they couldn't control Aaron Rodgers stepping on the field, running with the American flag, and everybody's all hyped up. He lasts like, 2 plays? It was an absolute joke. It's just the Jets have terrible luck, and it's rightfully so because their fans are pieces of shit. So, it's so justified. Everything that bad happens to them is for a reason. It's karma. You guys all suck. So on paper, yeah, sure, you could look at the Jets and say, oh, this team is going to be a playoff team. They're going to do well. But in reality, karma's going to bite you in the ass, and you're going to suck again this year. That's just how it works. So I have never been less excited for a Monday Night Football game that had 2 potential contenders in my life. This game seems like it's going to be an absolute snooze fest for like, especially lotto bettors, right? Especially guys that, like, I look at a game I want to get excited about, like, wow, this could be the game that I hit a bomb on, hit a big parlay on or something like that. It's gonna be it's gonna be a snooze fest. It's going to be a good game. Don't get me wrong; these two things are not the same. It can still be a good game while being a snooze fest for trying to hit a big parlay. Which is the fucked up thing about gambling. This is what gambling has ruined sports for me. Honestly,
truly.
There was a time where I enjoyed a 3-2 baseball game, a competitive baseball game, good defensive plays, just the crowd intensity.
Pitcher's
now
goals,
I see a 3-2 baseball game with no home runs hit, and I think it's the worst game in existence. I see a football game that could be a 17-10 game, and back in the day, I would be like, wow, this is a good game. The defenses are showing up, the intensity, this and that. Now it's this game sucks. It just it is what it is at this point. So under is probably the play. I mean, the under is the totals been going down all week. So it's probably unplayable now at this point.
More and more news like kind of coming out just around like so. I think at the end of the day, like I would not be shocked if these teams have the same record, especially if Aaron Rodgers plays all 17 games and is like a league average quarterback. Like last season, the Jets had a top 3, if not the best defense in football. Got a little bit better on paper, at least in the offseason. They also had the worst quarterback play from all the 4 or 5 however many quarterbacks they had going, right? If you just it's unrealistic to think Aaron Rodgers is going to be the MVP level player he was however many years, 3, 4, how many, I don't know how many years ago that was, but if they can get league average quarterback play for 17 games out of Aaron Rodgers, like this is going to be a really, really hard football team to beat because Aaron Rodgers can probably do just enough with this receiver core. That's going to be pretty good. I think I'm really high on Garrett Wilson. And that defense is going to be, there's no reason it shouldn't be legit. The Niners tonight, it's going to be weird to see. You have Trent Williams and Brandon Ayuk coming off of holdouts, short camps. They're talking about rotating in a left tackle. What I would say the second most important position on offense is the left tackle. You're talking about rotating him in because he had a short camp. That's tough. Brandon Ayuk, I'm also expecting to be on a pitch count with the short camp and the holdout and all of that. So gun to my head, if asked me for a money line bet tonight, I would probably actually lean the Jets. That's with a lot of unknowns on offense, obviously. I'm not making a money line bet. I think at week 13, 14, the 49ers are probably going to be the better football team. I also think you can attack this 49ers secondary a little bit. We saw that to some extent last season. Up front, they're insane. If they can buy Aaron Rodgers anytime at all, and he is anything like close to what he was a few years ago.
Aaron Rodgers he also hates the 49ers.
Isn't there a narrative around him not playing well on the West Coast though? That's another thing I was going to talk about. But yeah, because he wanted to go, he wanted them to draft him, right? He always wanted to play.
They passed on him, and he is the type of person. I mean, the guy doesn't even talk to his parents. I mean, this guy holds a grudge. So he has like 20 touchdowns and 2 interceptions versus the 49ers in his career. I think across maybe 9 games, something like that. But yeah, he just always plays well. But obviously, it's a whole different ball game. The guy is pushing 40 years old, but coming off an Achilles tear. So I don't expect them to really game plan for Aaron Rodgers to sit in the pocket. It's going to be get the ball out of his hands, run the ball. It's going to be a really ugly game. A lot of rushes. Christian McCaffrey is going to be on a pitch count. Obviously, he's not going to have a full workload. The Niners in general are coming off a long playoff run. It's going to be probably a 17-13 final score. With I don't even think the quarterbacks go over their lines. Even though Aaron Rodgers, I think, is at 230 yards around there somewhere. I don't think he's even going to hit that.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
It's going to be a lot of running, a lot of ugly classic football, a lot of defense.
Is Trent Richardson playing? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The only line that I like that is like, wow, okay, this is pretty good, is Deebo Samuel.
Thank you.
Over on 12.5 rushing yards.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say receiving yards.
Well, you could do rushing and receiving. He is going to be the guy that's going to be involved the most in 49ers. I think we could both agree on that, right?
100%. And I do real quick. I have a 3-leg same game parlay, and I will just go out and say I have Deebo Samuel for 50 plus receiving yards. I know I talked a lot about the Jets defense, how good it is. Again, with I don't know. Like I think McCaffrey will be close to full snaps. I do think they limit him a little bit with the Achilles. I don't think Ayuk is going to be close. And I agree with you 100%. I think his line's like 57.5 or something like that. I thought about doing a crazy alt line. I was like, nah, it's Jets defense. I have a 3-game same game parlay with a no sweat token on FanDuel. The first leg is Deebo Samuel for 50 plus receiving yards. I think he could do that even against this defense in the first half, because I think he's going to get a 60% target share. But go ahead. Sorry.
It's a big variance right now on FanDuel and a few other books. You have his Deebo at 14.5 rushing yards. If you're lucky enough to have BetMGM, he is at 10.5 rushing yards.
Ooh.
And then DraftKings is the only one that I have for the lowest is 12.5. But Hard Rock, which is usually the worst book of them all, right? You've heard stories, right? Hard Rock with their odds and shit like that, especially baseball. They're at 9.5. They have the best line out there. So I mean, I think you have to be in Florida for Hard Rock, right? I'm not sure.
So I have Hard Rock. Last year, Hard Rock was pretty solid for at least for touchdowns, touchdown odds. I don't expect them to be anywhere close because they have a literal legal monopoly on sports books in Florida. They were not legal. Gambling wasn't legal in Florida at this time last year. So yeah, I wouldn't expect to be using Hard Rock much at all. It's the definition of a legal monopoly.
Okay, Debo went up a yard.
Mm.
And on bet 365. I don't have it anyway, but I'm betting it. I'm paying a little bit of juice. It's minus 130, but I'm betting 12.5 on DraftKings. I'd rather bet 12.5 on DraftKings at minus 130 than 14.5 on FanDuel at minus 110.
That's good math. Ohio, yeah. Hard Rock is in a few states. I won't go into it, but it should be illegal what's happening in Florida and Hard Rock and sports books. Because literally Hard Rock is the only legal one. I think they came out like for 30 years or something like that. They have the sole rights in Florida to be the only legal online sports book. So they can do whatever they want with odds, and they're probably still going to get action.
Have you seen some of the baseball? Like some people would say, look, I tailed you, but I had to bet it on Hard Rock, and it'll be a 3-leg parlay that I bet for plus 10,000, and they're getting it for like plus 3,000.
Yikes!
It's horrible.
That's what a monopoly will do for you. With not an, we could very quickly get into a government and economics and talk about capitalism and how yes that could work with a little bit of government. We're not going to do that because this is a sports show. But what's happening with sports books in Florida should not be a thing that happens ever. How does I say it? So yeah, and I know Rip City in our Discord for a long time out of and he's in. I think he lives in Washington. I think he lives in Portland. It's the same
Portland?
thing with DraftKings out there. Oregon.
You just said Washington, Portland.
I did mess that up.
Okay.
I did mess that up.
I
meant Oregon. All the upper left states kind of.
That's racist.
Are they that different? Isn't Portland like all white people?
That's also racist. That's straight up racist. You went from me being sarcastically racist to you being blatantly racist. You're saying it's just all white people over there?
I think of, I don't know. Yeah,
No,
I think it's all like to white people, right?
To the Hispanics and the blacks that live over there.
Yeah,
you're saying it's all owned by white people. You're basically saying,
I did not use the word
you're saying
own.
some kind of white supremacy shit that they own that whole side of the country. That's incredible.
That's a crazy thing for you to say, but
it's true. That's what
CMC. Christian McCaffrey 2 catches on the first drive is plus 850. That's kind of interesting. All Midwest is exactly the same. Yeah, I'll give you that. A lot of white people here too.
Yeah, stop while you're behind.
Stop while you're behind. Yeah, it's not.
I'm gonna get you canceled by the end of the season. I'm banking on it. I'm telling you right now. You're gonna slip up and say something.
Dustin, thank you. You asked if Trent Richardson was playing. I was like, well, no, because like he couldn't even really stay on the field for the Colts when they traded a pick for him, a bunch of stuff for him. But yeah, Trent Williams is playing. They're talking about rotating him though, which I don't know how you can do that with a left tackle. So that's going to be interesting. But yeah, he did end the holdout. He is playing. Alazar plus 550. Yeah, so I couldn't really get. I do. So I'll just come out and say, here, throw my full ticket up, Easton. I got Deebo Samuel 50 plus. I talked to how I like the Jets tonight. I couldn't throw Jets money line in there because I do think this is going to be a really close game. I think a field goal decides this game, and I think Jets are going to be very live to win it. So I have Jets alt spread plus 5.5. Christian McCaffrey. I expect a bit of a pitch count, nothing too crazy. Anytime touchdown for Christian McCaffrey is as close to you get as a free square in the NFL, and it was like minus 190, which is actually for Christian McCaffrey touchdown not that crazy. I think did we see like minus 300 or something last year? So yeah, this is. I started saying I couldn't get that far touchdown wise because I think there's like a max of 3 touchdowns in this game, on both sides combined. I do think Christian McCaffrey has at least one of them. Debo, obviously in the mix. George Kittle, always in the mix. Brandon Ayuk, even though I do expect him to be on a pitch count in the mix. But yeah, these other higher odd guys are definitely live to score. You can throw Jerry back up there if you want, Easton. But it's tough for me to bet a long shot touchdown in a game like this where I don't expect there to be that many touchdowns. There are games where you can kind of pinpoint. I expect this to be high scoring. any running back against the Colts. It looks like you can pick, even if it's plus 2,000. I don't think this is the game. Again, what we talked about a lot last year is if this game was on 1:00 on Sunday, would you be looking for a plus 550 touchdown score? I wouldn't be, because both of these two defenses are legit. And I'm not saying that's a bad bet, Geechee. What I'm saying is I can't get there. I can't get there on a long shot touchdown here, because again, I think there's going to be 3 or 4 maximum touchdowns here, and you got to think Christian McCaffrey is going to have like half of them. So
when I look for, this is just common practice, but when you're looking to bet like a long shot touchdown score, you want multiple opportunities for that guy to come in the game and cash the like I'll tell you right now, I took a shot on Trey Tucker, right, to score a touchdown plus 800. I was wrong. They ended up stinking the bed. They only scored 10 points, but I thought they would have more opportunities, and he's going to be a gadget player and a really big value play for a good chunk of the season anyway. I'm very high on Trey Tucker for his value purposes, but I thought there would be more touchdowns in that game. I was wrong. They only scored 10 points. I didn't even come close. Just you want those high scoring games, man. You want to have a shot. You want to see the team in the red zone, and you want to get excited, right? You want to look for your guy to go out there, because obviously when you're taking a more of a long shot guy, he's not going to be playing 100% of the snaps. So it's usually slot receivers. It's usually fourth receivers. But if the opportunity is not there, what are you sitting there for? You're just going to piss yourself off for the whole game.
Yeah.
CMC is inactive.
He's out. Hey, I still got the sweat free. I still got the hey. It's okay. I still got the sweat free token
I have
used.
Him starting in fantasy. I need
tough.
Need to outscore Ayuk tonight.
That's tough. Can you? And you can't even waiver wire, can you? Because all your other guys are probably locked.
Everybody's locked.
That's tough, man. You have to drop Christian McCaffrey or take an L this week.
Fuck.
This is why I don't play fantasy anymore. I know exactly how you're feeling right now, and like I've been there so many times where this just would ruin my entire night. I would be pissed off literally until games started again Thursday over this. And I'm not playing fantasy this year, second year in a row. And I'm so happy about it. Like, stop if you gamble on football, stop playing fantasy. It's dumb shit. It's not fun. Jerry's life is ruined for a week.
All I had to do was outscore. Me and the guy are tied right now, and he has Ayuk, and I have Christian McCaffrey, and I'm sitting there like, all right, well, it's not going to be a usual Christian McCaffrey 23 plus points, but I should be able to win this matchup, no problem. Now,
is there anything on is he going to miss multiple weeks? That's what I was going to say, Conrad. Like, can you IR him? IR is, depending on league, it's like 3 weeks, right? Like that might be the season. That might cost you a season IR. And this isn't a fantasy show, but I think he just has to lose this week, guys. And I mean, what's the IR rule, Jerry?
I already have somebody on IR.
Who?
Hawkinson. I drafted Hawkinson late just to stash him, so I used up my IR. Actually,
how long is he out? Spots. If you have two IR, well, but how long does he have to stay on there though? Is the question. If it's 3 weeks, it's probably.
Oh no, it's not like the NFL IR. You could take him off whenever.
Really? Because no, when I was playing in ours, at least when I was playing fantasy, if you put somebody on IR, it was like I think they have to sit out like 3 weeks. There was still I would double check that before you do it.
No, not in my league.
Is who's the backup? I mean, it's gonna be probably mostly Debo, right? Like it's Jordan. I mean, is Jordan Mason? Is Jordan Mason available?
I can't put him on IR anyway because he's still listed as questionable. He's not listed as out yet.
You got an hour.
Yeah.
Talk about dingers again though. Austin Wells, Shohei Ohtani, that one guy from the Blue Jays, Howitzer, Spencer Horwitz. That's his name, not Howitzer. Jets 4.5. Jets 4.5 is looking a lot better right now. So is the Debo same over 50. Like what the it has to be more snaps for Ayuk, right? Whether they like it or not. I don't know what Debo's rushing plus receiving line just jumped to, but I would take the over if I was gonna actually bet this game. I'm not just rolling with what I have. I don't know what my odds changed to. With Debo, it just becomes Debo Samuel 50, and then the Jets plus 5.5. Probably not crazy bad because there's some negative correlation there, and McCaffrey was only like minus 190. But I still like it. I would not. So if you're telling my ticket, I'm not going to replay it. I'm just going to roll with it because it's the no sweat token, and I don't really want to risk a whole lot of money betting overs in this game for all the reasons we've already talked about. We don't hash that out again. I did have. I like Garrett Mitchell for 50 as well. I know that his line is a lot higher than Debo's was originally. So those odds aren't great. I think it comes out to about the same if you take McCaffrey out and throw Mitchell in there for 50. I also looked really hard at Ayuk's under just because of the snap count thing and how good the Jets defense is. I wouldn't play Ayuk under with CMC out. What'd you do, buddy? What'd you end up?
Okay. I picked up Jordan Mason. I started him. What a move.
IR what?
I actually have
you got an open spot?
Xavier Gibson in my bench. Long story short, my league counts return yards. It's like a point for every 10 yards, something like that. With the new rule, we stash a couple of guys that are like small roles on offense and plus kick return roles. It's like you get a little more points out of it. I just got rid of them. I put in Jordan Mason. I might have saved the day.
You're welcome. That was my recommendation. So whatever the payout is, I feel like if you win this fantasy league, I deserve half at least.
I was looking at chat, by the way. I don't even listen to what you say. Chat was saying Jordan Mason. You're
so full of shit.
Well, when you ever see Charlie Brown,
I asked you if Jordan Mason was available, and you said yes before chat said anything about Jordan Mason. I watched chat.
I was talking to chat. I said yes.
No, you weren't. Because nobody in chat had said anything about Jordan Mason yet, because they're like 40 seconds behind.
Jordan Mason,
yeah. That was after.
Yep. Okay.
I hate you so much.
I'm just saying. I was looking at chat. You ever watch Charlie Brown?
I don't care about whatever you're saying.
Yeah, you know the teacher that goes. That's what I.
Debo receptions, Debo receptions could be looked at, but you gotta sportsbooks know all the things that we know, right? So if you didn't get in on Debo receptions early before the news came out, that line's probably going up at least a catch, maybe two after this news. I would anticipate. Locked Ayuk TD going to be a tough game. Not necessarily. Breece Hall and Debo Samuel touchdowns. Again, I think there may be 4 touchdowns in this, so you're hoping to get half of them right. I would think those are probably the 2 short shots, Breece Hall and Debo. So it's not a crazy bet, but or just bet Trent Richardson touchdown is what I would do. Right?
You know what's great?
Me.
It's hoodie weather.
I love it. Cold Super Bowl champion sweatshirt.
Hey,
you want to hear another rant by me real quick before we close it out? I had I used to have a crew neck sweatshirt. That was this exact thing. That was like the legit. Like my grandma went out after the Colts won the Super Bowl and got the sweatshirt, and then like several years later, like gave it to me because she didn't wear it anymore or whatever. It was like my favorite crew neck sweatshirt. And I'm a big crew neck sweatshirt guy. Like I love the sweatshirts with no hoods too, because if I have a hood on, I feel like I usually have to have it up for whatever reason. Somehow my sister ends up with it a few years ago and turns it into a cutoff. I've been mad at my sister quite a bit. I could have killed her. So. I think my wife got this off like Etsy or something a few years ago for Christmas to replace it. Couldn't find the crew neck, but it is what it is. Colts are going to win the Super Bowl. Went from 740 to 145. Jordan Mason touchdown. Yeah, I bet he did. That's crazy, man. Imagine you have a like a Debo Samuel 30 rushing yard, Jordan Mason touchdown from before the CMC news. Everybody was talking about he was going to play tonight. That's probably like plus 2,000. It's probably down to like plus 450 right now. That's crazy.
That
That's
sucks
crazy.
because it's. I mean, Jordan Mason, like, it has to be in the back of your mind that you were gonna bet he's gonna get more snaps than that, regardless. Even if Christian McCaffrey played, so I'm surprised his odds were plus 750.
I think did you wait? Are you betting on anything? Did you give any
Oh,
bets out in this show?
I forgot the. So I don't think I'm gonna bet much after this. Honestly, like I said, I have Debo Samuel. I put a little bit of money on a straight on his rushing yards, 12.5 on DraftKings. I also this is gonna be like an intriguing bet. I hate to use such a school word, intrigue. I'm not that smart, but on DraftKings you can still bet defensive/special teams touchdowns. As you know, shout out to Kilkenny who ruined it. You can't bet defensive/special teams touchdowns on FanDuel because he won like $100,000 last season or the season before that. Do you remember that?
Oh!
This guy go to the bathroom? Anyways, new kickoff rules. We're gonna see a lot more kick return touchdowns. It is what it is. The new rule is encouraging these obviously player safety, but it's also going to have more kickoff return touchdowns. We're going to see the most kickoff return touchdowns we've seen this season, maybe ever. Honestly, we saw one yesterday. We're probably going to see multiple every single week. So I don't know what this guy's giggling about. He sounds like a creepy serial killer. So these defensive
I just did not. Go ahead. Sorry.
These defensive special teams now that on the special team side of things, you have a good chance. I mean, you could get special teams touchdowns in many ways. You could get a block punt, whatever. Actually, that counts as defensive. I'm getting out of track here. Just in general, having the option for kick return touchdowns now makes those bets more, maybe 0.5% more likely, but still, it's something. What are you doing?
I was fighting with my dog. I was trying to get my dog on the show, but he's being an ass. I was going to get a beer, by the way. That's why I held the beer up to the.
That's a good boy. You don't call him an ass. That's a good boy.
Yeah, he's the best. He's the best boy. That's Winston. He's my best friend. Except for you, obviously. So did you place a bet?
Yeah, it's just a dumb play, but it's not as dumb as past years. I just explained it. Defensive special team touchdowns with the new kickoff rule, especially we have a defensive game coming up. They're going to be trying to bank on each other's mistakes. Wouldn't shock me if at least one of these teams scored a defensive touchdown at some point in this game, whether it's a fumble recovery, pick six, blocked punts. It's going to be a big defensive play on one side of the football. And then you have the chance for kick return touchdowns now. So I did parlay both teams, defensive/special teams touchdowns. Do not bet this on FanDuel because you're losing the whole option of special teams.
Oh, it's defense. Oh, that's what you were saying. Okay, matters. Big boy. Yeah, he should be about 80 pounds. He does this thing where any food he can access, he eats it all. He got into his dog food one day, and I called the vet because I thought he was gonna die. He was so bloated. He literally ate he probably ate 20 pounds of dog food when he got to
Jesus Christ.
He will eat until it's a compulsion. He's the most food driven dog I've ever seen in my life. It is insane. So yeah, and then we have a toddler who throws him food, so he's a little bit overweight right now, but he's got all our bets on the screen. I do have a home run parlay that I actually kind of like. This is a weird thing for me to say at this point in the season. With the Howitzer, Spencer Horwitz, Austin Wells, and Shohei Ohtani. That's more than you. Shut up, Dumbo. Get the hell out of here. And then I have I don't know what the odds of this are going to be. If I didn't use the no sweat token, I would probably bet something else. But it at this point, it's just the Jets alt spread plus 5.5, and Debo Samuel for 50 alt receiving yards. If you want to have something, because CMC is out, if you missed that, if you want to throw something else in there, I would probably throw Garrett Mitchell alt probably 50 or 60 plus to get it. I was just trying to meet the minimum threshold to be able to use the no sweat token on FanDuel, because again, I don't really want to risk my own actual dollars on this. because like we've been talking about, I do think this is an ugly, low-scoring game with not a ton of touchdowns and not a ton of offense, but I think it's gonna be fun to watch. But yeah, that's it. I think that's the show.
Did I mention I'm betting Colton Cowser for home run? Yeah,
You did. So if you want a 4-leg home run parlay, just add him to mine. Or you could just throw in Colton Cowser home run to Jets plus 5.5 and Deebo Samuel 50 plus. Probably decent odds, you know. I think that's it though. I think the show's over. What? Hey, we went. I guess you joined a little late, but I think we started just at an hour ago, and it doesn't feel like we were rushing through anything. Also, doesn't feel like we were just. I mean, I did kind of just shoot the shit for a while, but chat was hanging out. You know what I mean?
Russian.
This was a solid hour show of content. That felt cool. To do. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be honest. Saturday, I did have a bad day. My car broke down. I had to try to figure out how I was going to get it home without paying like $200 to have it towed, or fix it in the parking lot or whatever. And then I had like Sunday, I was pretty much out because I was going to the Colts game, and then we were coming to back to Michigan today. So I was like, and I completely forgot. I told you guys we're going to have a show Saturday night. Also, so did Easton. But I do not have Colts tickets Sunday. So you want to do a Friday or a Thursday show and then Sunday morning, I guess, like
Thursday.
noon. Thursday night, Sunday noon.
We'll do Thursday, and we'll do 11:30 Sunday.
Thursday, yeah. So Thursday, 11:30 Sunday. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Any closing thoughts from me and my best friend Jerry?
When both defensive and special teams score a touchdown tonight, I'm going to look like an absolute genius. When Colton Cowser hits one 417 feet for a home run, I'm calling the exact footage. On BetMGM, plus 650, you put a boost on that thing, and you get that thing to like plus 864, something like that. When he hits a home run tonight, I'm going to look like a genius. When Deebo Samuel goes over 12.5 rushing yards in the first half, I'm going to look like a genius. There's so many ways I can look like a genius tonight. It's ridiculous.
No comment. We'll see you Thursday, 6 o'clock. Appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. Truly appreciate the support. Please be nice to each other. Good luck on your bets. We'll see you.